Then I looked at my makeup and I was like, she's flawless. Hey, it's Abbie from Make Life Your Runway, and I'm here in my weekly makeup basket. Ooh, y'all look, we missed last week because I had a little cold, so I was resting, but we're back and we're gonna talk makeup from that mystery makeup box from the last video, not last week's, but the last video for a weekly makeup basket. We went through mystery makeup, so I have lots of reviews on those products. Also, we are going to shop my stash for products to use in the upcoming week, and I also reorganized this. I filmed it, so that video will be coming, but you can at least see a little like what I've been up to. So if that sounds like something you like to watch, then just keep watching. Here we go. Alright guys, so we talked about a lot of new makeup in our last weekly makeup basket, and I have all of it on my face right now, so I am going to just quickly break that down for you. I'm filming this prior to going to work, so I already have my workout clothes on. I'm a full-time trainer, group fitness instructor, manager of my personal training department. Like, you know, I'm out here doing self-fitness, so this is just what I wear, this is what I do, but with a full face of makeup. You already know. Okay, and hoops, of course, duh. And then hair pulled back because, like, this already took so much time. We can't. Alright, so let me just break through what's going on, what we've been playing with, what my thoughts are from using these products for 2 weeks. The first is the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Instant Look of Love in a palette, Pretty Blushed Beauty. In case you missed the last video, one of you beautiful subscribers, Jeannie, sent me some fun makeup to play with. And thank you so much, girl. Like, I've enjoyed it so much. I've been giving her updates. But this palette, you know, it's kind of interesting because when I applied it, it was very unassuming. I felt like it was like very natural coverage, and I wasn't sure that I liked having that light of a makeup look. But I just kind of worked through it. I used the face powder to set and finish my makeup. I used the bronzer to highlight the cheeks, and I was like, oh wow, that's kind of light, but it's okay. And then I used primarily this top eyeshadow. I don't know that it doesn't look like I really tapped into those other two yet. But once everything was done and I set everything and I just kind of let it sit on my face for a little while, then I looked at my makeup and I was like, she's flawless. It was so good. There was like no starting or stopping to my makeup, and I'm not wearing it today. I don't know why I'm like leaning in, but I just loved it so much. So I think a lot of her products, Charlotte Tilbury, are kind of more natural. You just kind of gotta trust the process, and then it's really pretty once it's on. So I did enjoy that. I use this, and I really like this. This is the Natasha Denona Retro palette. This is my first time trying one of her palettes in these packaging. I have an older one, but this is so nice. So this is what the inside looks like. It kind of leans more like purple hues, even though there's some like warm tone and cool tone in there, and that is what I have on my eyes today. Primarily, I used this MOD cream color to set my eyelids. I really like this nude mauve. That's what I have in my crease today, and basically every time I use this palette, I would put that in my crease, and then I would typically go in with Amara right here in my crease as well, which is what I did today. And then I would, from there, from look to look, kind of change what my toppers were. So I hit a lot of them, like Psychedelic. I hit that one time. Pretty sure I did this one. Glitz, Halo or Helio. I think I did that one. Today I did Swing, so it's more of like a darker purple, but still some shimmer. I really liked it. I didn't get to every color that's in here, but I think it's beautiful. It blends beautiful. It's easy to build up. The colors mesh well together. They don't all just bleed together, that you can see them defined on your look, but blended. And there's minimum fallout, both tapping in and on the face. So I think it's so pretty. I'm going to put it back, but this is definitely a beautiful palette. I got so much use out of this for like 3 weeks. This is the Morphe palette. This is an old collab with Bretman Rock. But I really enjoy like this middle shade, and that is what my highlighter is today and basically has been for the last 3 weeks. I didn't even play with anything else in this palette, but I really enjoyed it, and we'll go ahead and put it back. But I need to remember to pull this again soon and not go so long. For foundation, we are still working through this Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1. Mine's in light. So that's primarily what I used. For primer, I finally used the Believe Beauty Radiantly Primed Face Primer. I decluttered this, then I brought it out. I see so much hype around it on TikTok and YouTube, and I think it's okay. Like, I don't really know what everyone's talking about or hyping about. Like, I don't think it's bad or subpar or anything negative, but when I put it on, I'm not sitting there like, oh, she's a different person, look at that skin. Like, I don't see what people are seeing, but I did like it, and I'll keep it. I use this e.l.f. Camo, wow, okay, powder foundation light 210 neutral. I've primarily been using this as a setting powder because I saw Taylor Wynn use it to set her under eyes and set her whole face on top of a liquid foundation and concealer, and I really like that. It's actually a little bit dark for me when I use it like that. I feel like when it's only a powder foundation, it matches my skin pretty well, but maybe my liquid products are a little bit lighter, so I don't know. I used it today to set my face, and I think it all ends up being okay. But because it is a little bit darker underneath my eyes, I actually been keeping this LA Color contour palette in my drawer for, I don't know, a month or so. And I still haven't brought myself to reuse any of the contour color since we talked about it last. But I have been really loving this highlight color, and I'll just basically sit it in my inner corner after I set with that Elmo, wow. I mix Elf and Camo. Elmo. Okay, after we use that Elmo powder, then I will sit this highlight just to lighten it back up in that area. And I've been loving it for that, so we'll just go ahead and keep that in here. Whoo, gotta breathe. We're getting too excited. I love these Huda products. So let me break them down for you. I am wearing most of these today. The Glowish bronzer is the bronzer I have on today. This is the medium one. I love it. It's buildable. It's not too crazy. It's easy to apply. It's a bronzer that you can just kind of keep packing on until you get the intensity that you want. And it's going to blend out and look flawless the whole time. So I love this. We'll put it back, but I loved using it. I have 2 of her blushes. I've used them both this week. I've used them independent. I've like put one on and then top the other one over. They're just really nice. Just like the bronzer, you can just kind of keep building it up until you get the intensity that you want. So the one that I have on today is the darker one, which is Caring Coral 02. And it's like this. So it looks a little bit darker in the pan than it is applied. So you can see applied, it's just like a subtle touch of blush. And I was watching makeup TikTok, and I saw one person use kind of like a fluffier brush and literally just stamped, and it looked flawless. So I've been doing that, and that's what I did today. That's how I applied it. And sometimes I'll go through and do that a couple of times, like a couple of layers to get the intensity that I want. But I find it takes away from having like a stripe of highlight where it's like, okay, she's got highlight or bronzer. No, blush. Oh my gosh. But it's like, instead of being like, oh, she has blush on her face, it's just kind of like, oh, that's a cute color. Okay, we love that. So that's been going well. And then here's the other one. It's Healthy Peach 01. Also very beautiful. So that's those. And then I've had this, the Glowish Luminous Pressed Powder. This one is in Fair Light. And I use this as a finishing powder this week. So once everything was done, I just take this big brush from Real Techniques, I press it in, and then I just kind of go through like the perimeter of my face, down the bridge of my nose for my T-zone, and then a little bit here in the center of my face. And I find it just kind of finishes up any lines that might be kind of noticeable for my bronzer and blush. And I really like how it turned out. It's so pretty. Today you might be like, Abby, but there's still a lot of glow on your face that we have not discussed. You are correct. I used this Wet n Wild Blooming spray for the very first time today. I hauled it like a month or so ago, and I just finally got around to using it, and it's literally the intensity of the Glass Spray by Maybelline. I was not expecting it. It's like the same product, just in different packaging, and it's like, you know, where it's kind of like a film, and it feels a little greasy, and you don't need a lot of it. I didn't know that. I didn't know. So I put a lot on thinking it was just like their normal 3-in-1. No, ma'am. It is definitely not like that. So I had to go back in with this Huda powder and kind of set down these areas because my face is so tacky now. And that's just not going to work. I might go through and set it again. So now I know. Now I know, and I will make smarter decisions in the future. Do you guys see this? I need to wipe this off. I was wearing a dark navy blue sweatshirt that was brand new, so it's like left lint on my body, which is kind of gross. So sorry if you see that, that's what that is. Okay, so that's that for concealer. We use the Cover FX, which I love. I'll put that back. I'm gonna leave some other stuff in here that we'll talk about later. I'm going to leave in the e.l.f. Brow Lift. We love that. And then the lips that I have is the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. This one is in Nude Romance. And it's actually not as dark as it looks in the tube. I like it. I like it a lot. So this was a awesome, bomb, perfect mix of products. They all mixed well. They all looked good. I looked forward to using all of them. I just really enjoyed my time with them in the last couple weeks. But we will put this back and we will shop the stash to talk about what we're going to pull for the next week. So let's do it. Guys, I want to give you a little behind the scenes because I've been doing such a good job keeping this area organized. So let me just show you. Morty, of course, is close, always and forever, so there's the light and tripod. So this area is just kind of storage, and that's just going to stay there, but it's been keeping, like, kept and nice and all that. I've been keeping these bins organized and pushed in. Sometimes they're, like, falling out or sitting on the ground because I was getting into something. My empties, I'm doing such a good job of staying on top of them, filming them. I just posted one this week, so check it out if you missed it. And makeup empties. We haven't done a lot, but we're a few products away from our first makeup empties video for the year, so we love that. And then look at my vanity. I'm keeping it so clean. I'm so proud of myself. I finally went through all the bins, which is like why there's so many stacked right here. I had like 2 or 3 bins that had dirty brushes. And I finally went through and I cleaned them, and then I actually put them away once they dried. So woo woo. So now we just have Kleenex, mirror, fan, mirror. Did I say that weird? I feel like I said that weird. My mirror, my fan, my sponge, and then these are whatever current setting sprays, foundations, and lip products that I'm using. And then I've been keeping this just all clean like this, and it looks so nice. And then in here is where we keep our products that we're using from the makeup basket. So we talked about this. I'm using the Fenty Beauty Mascara. We're trying to use up the Milani Conceal and Perfect concealer. And I use this on my lid. We are working through the L'Oreal Brow Stylist, and we just kind of have some odds and ends in here. So that's been going well. I am loving these bling brushes. They are so nice. I just feel so like I don't know, extra, like in a good way when I use them. But these are all my current brushes that I'm using. They're clean. Well, I've used them a couple times, but I just recently cleaned them and put them in here. So I am proud of myself. You know, you gotta define what habits you want, and then it takes time to keep up with them. So I am finally keeping up with these habits of keeping this area organized and all of that, keeping the floor clear, no boxes or anything like that. So I just wanted to share that with you. Here is my makeup collection. Like I said, I just did a makeup organizational video this week, so that will be up hopefully next week. This is all of the makeup that I own, with the exception of what we pull for my everyday makeup, like what I just showed you in my vanity, and then what's in my restroom, because I do a makeup basket that I leave in there. And then I have a few products at work. We picked those out together a few weeks ago. So this is all the makeup that I owned. I added my lipsticks up here so they can be more of a display. And in that video, I picked out my spring lip products. So yeah, that's what those are. And then this is just the rest of my lipstick. So we did a little bit of a lipstick inventory, spring lip pick, and then also a makeup organizational video. So that will be coming up, like I said, Tuesday. But this is my collection. We are pretty full here. I actually haven't purchased very much makeup this year. But because you guys sending me those awesome mystery makeup boxes, you guys are keeping me stocked, and I really, really appreciate that, Angela, Jeannie. And then actually I need to check my P.O. box, because I think I have another ones that I'm going to share that should be there that I can share with you guys next week. So thank you guys. You don't have to do it, but it does mean a lot to me. So yeah, that's what, just an overview. So actually why don't we start at the bottom? Usually we start at the top, but let's start at the bottom with picking makeup for the upcoming week. We do need a powder, so I switched this up. This is pressed powders, and this is loose powders. And the powder that I want to pick is this CoverGirl Clean. We hauled this together semi-recently, but as you can see, I still haven't used it yet. This is in Classic Ivory 110, and I think that should be a pretty good color. And this one says it's a pressed powder, so I'm hoping I can set my makeup with it and then maybe clean it up a little bit after. But you know what, because I've never used it, just to have another backup on hand, I'll choose this other CoverGirl as well. This is the Advanced Radiance powder, and I really like this one too. And the color that it's in is also 110, yeah, classic, well, okay, this one says 110 Classic Ivory, but this one says 110 Creamy Natural. I don't know, I feel like they're basically the same color, but this one I've had for a while. As you can see, I've hit pan on it, and I think these colors are probably, yeah, they're pretty similar-ish, you know? So we'll pull those out to use for the week for pressed powder. We already have a foundation picked, that Milani one. And we have the concealer for my eyelids, but I would like a concealer to use for under my eyes. And I think we've done a good job of rotating these and staying on top of them. But I'm wondering if we maybe missed something along the way. Okay, this is more of a brightener, but I wonder if maybe I'll use this instead of concealer for the week. This is the Milani Supercharge, again, 110. This is the Pink Rose Brightening Under Eye Tint. So I think maybe if I put this on after my primer and then set my foundation like everywhere, even under my eyes, that maybe I would like using it. So why don't we try this for the week and just this, and see how I like that. This piece can actually sit under the lip container that I showed you on top of my shelf here. I might go ahead and move it up there because this is the only way I could get this container to fit, and it kind of works, right? So maybe it's okay. I don't know, but this is my primers, my backup mascaras, and my setting sprays with a random melt stack, because that's just kind of what fit in here. So as far as primers, I am doing so good at using up my primers. I'm down to only owning 5 in here. Yeah, and then whatever's being used in my bathroom and at work. So kind of wonder, should we just try to focus on finishing one of these up? That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. I think it would be this one, the Milani Bright Side. This is the illuminating primer, and I'm kind of leaning towards this one because I think I've used about half of it already, and I really like this product, and I think the illuminating property of it will sit really well underneath that Milani foundation. So let's just kind of make this a project pan weekly makeup basket items. So we'll pull that. Oh, look, Milani. Oh my gosh, look at all this Milani plus the foundation. Okay, we're working it here. We're working it. As far as sprays, I'm going to pull both of these because this one hasn't been opened and this one is almost empty, so I think I might be able to combine these. And I always keep my all-nighter from Urban Decay up on my vanity, and also glass spray because I'm trying to pan it. So we'll pull that, and then that will leave just, this is actually not this Wet n Wild Rose. It's one that I poured in. I believe it's the It Cosmetic one. But anyways, we are making it through. We are getting through products. One of my goals for the last couple years has been to work through my cream products, make sure they're not expired, and then once I've used them up or decluttered what has gone off, then to keep a very small collection of liquid products. So that's very much a journey. It's going to take a long time to do. I've already been in a couple years, but that's kind of the goal here. I don't need any of these mascaras, so we'll just move on. I have a lot of foundations in my project pan this year. So these are foundations outside of my project pan, use it up. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in there. And we're just going to kind of leave that alone for now. Here are smaller, like individual eye products. I'm going to skip that. And then we have some more here as well. And I'm just going to move past that. I don't really feel a need to pull any of this for the week, so we won't. Alright, so we have palettes on the shelf. Mostly eye, like this is eye, and then this is face. So I want to pull an eyeshadow palette that's kind of spring inspired. We've been doing that, like we pulled this Violet Voss one that is so nice for spring. Oh, you know what? Yep. Ugh. Let's pull this. This is like, if this doesn't say spring, y'all, what else does? Okay, here's what we're looking at. Isn't this so pretty? Like the pastel colors. You got like kind of those blue-green colors, some purples, you got some neutrals, a little bit of cool tone. I think this is going to be beautiful to use for the week, so let's pull this guy. I really like storing my palettes in these because it's easy to pull them out and look if I have 2 hands, or I can just go ahead and sit them on the floor if I am using a hand like I am now. What I want to pull for face palettes is this Ofra one right here. This is one that Jeannie sent. This is the Ofra on the Glow palette, and it has full-size face products. So we have a highlighter, bronzer, and then there's like a trio, another highlighter, and another highlighter. Glow like you mean it. I am gonna pull this, and I'm gonna trust that Americano bronzer and the Egyptian clay bronzer, even though I'm a little nervous that they will be a good fit for me. But we will trust the process, and I know these highlighters will be good. I actually already own, I think, the Blissful highlight. We'll check in a second. But it's beautiful, and I don't mind having 2, and I just think this is going to be really fun to play with for the week. Moved up to my highlighters, and I do have, this is the Ofra highlighter, and this one is in Blissful. So I do have a single of it, and I absolutely love it. So I'm excited to have it again in a palette And look at that dent in there. Like she's been used. So I don't feel a need to pull any other highlighters for the week. I forgot where this one was sitting. But that feels good. I do want to pull additional blushes because the ones in that palette, there aren't very many. And I have nothing in mind, but here's one individual blush container, and then here is another one, and then we just have some additional palettes sitting on top. But you know what? I kind of want to skip the individuals and go back into palettes. And I just saw Jen from Glam Moms talk about this in her weekly makeup basket, and I pulled this a lot during the holiday time, but I want to pull it again. This is the Blush Bazaar palette. This was a holiday limited edition, but it has some highlights and some beautiful blushes in it. And for the longest time, I stuck more to the neutral ones, but last time I pulled it, I got wild with those more brighter ones. So I think that will be fun to use. And let's go ahead and pull, is this one all highlight? That one has some, I mean bronzer. This, oh my gosh, I can't talk. I want one that is all, I think this is contour, all blush. That's more contour. What's this one? Oh, this is like, yeah, more like contoury. Let me see if I have another one that's more all blushes to play with that I haven't. Okay, let's just go with this one. This is the Sun Goddess palette, and this one is from Hip Dot. This is one that Angela had sent me in that January mystery makeup box that I still haven't played with, but I think these colors look really nice. So we have Sunbeam, Radiance, and then we have some highlighters, Golden Hour, and Sheer. So we'll have lots of blush options, but I do like to play with makeup. I just love it. And then I'm just going to pull one lipstick from the spring makeup picks, and I want to pull this one. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Gloss, and this one's in 855 Shell Pink. I have had this for a little while, but still haven't used it very much. And from being sick last week, I have really dry lips, so I find that I've been using lip oils and lip glosses primarily. So let's pull that, and I'll kind of skip these liquid lips for another week or so. Oh, and I do actually want to take one of these to work. Let's take this Buxom. This one is in Spiked Apple Cider. This is actually like more fall as far as the release, but I think the color is year round, and I want to wear this at work, so I'll put that in my work bag, but I'll leave these other ones for the week. All right, here's everything that we are going to use for the upcoming week. I'm so excited to use all of it. And then we have these products over here as well, the setting sprays, the lip products, etc. So thank you all so much for being here. Subscribe if you're new. Make sure you shop your stash as well. There's a lot of makeup sales going on, which are tempting. And it's okay if you want to purchase. But if you don't want to purchase, just shop your stash. You'll probably have some beautiful products that you forgot about. I hope you're all well, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!